Hello and welcome to Coptic Las. I am your host, Fadi Labib, and today we're going to be covering our second lecture on vowel. Specifically, we're going to be covering some advanced vowel rules. With that in mind, let's go to the classroom and start the lecture. So, what did we learn last time? I can give you a hint. We started vowels, right? So today we're going to continue.
And the O epsilon combo.
So today we're going to continue the vowels. Yes, all of them, including the O and epsilon combo, is one of the vowels. Okay. So today we're going to cover more advanced vowel rules in Coptic. Okay. So Coptic has some advanced rules that we need to worry about. One of them, if you remember, was the epsilon. Remember the epsilon. We talked about it, right, last time. And then we said that epsilon could have an alpha before it in a word, or that epsilon could have an E. And we also talked about the epsilon having an O in front of it. And then we talked about the regular epsilon. Does everyone remember that stuff?
I remember the O.
Okay.
I remember the O too.
But, so, there is those three. Those are all the vowel rules for epsilon. Okay. Because this is a vowel, epsilon is a vowel. A is a vowel, epsilon is a vowel. O is a vowel, this is a vowel, vowel. They're all vowels. Okay. So,
she said only A and E.
yeah, but A and E has a different pronunciations than the O. We'll get there.
Also, it's new today. O.
So the O we learned it last time, but we learned it as the O and epsilon combo from last time. But now we're doing a recap, just like taking all the epsilon rules together, putting them in one spot, so you kind of understand the relations between them. Okay? So, like you said, for alpha and A, they're both the same, right? So it's always, this becomes an A, and then that epsilon becomes a V. Here, this is an E, it's an A, and then this becomes a V. Then we talked about when you have the O and epsilon, this becomes a U. So now the epsilon here is a U, not a V like before. And then finally, if it's not preceded by any of those three letters, it's always an I.
What if it's another vowel that's preceding?
It's still an I. So if it's not preceded by any of those three, it's an I. Always, always, always. Okay? So then what's a good example word for the one with AV?
Ava.
So there is a lot. What you say is good. But Ava, no, because Ava has a beta actually.
What? Yeah.
Ava has a beta, like the letter beta, which also makes a V sound sometimes. Okay? So what is this word? Mav. Do anyone know what mav means?
Mother.
Mother, yep, exactly. So that's a good example. Here you have the epsilon, it has the alpha before it, so it becomes mav, which is mother in English, okay? So now I give you like mav as an example, right? Okay, so now do you have an example for the E? And of course I always have one. Yes, Eve, right? Trick question. Is this epsilon a V because of the alpha or because of the A?
Because it's preceding.
It's always preceded. We don't care about after. So actually,
You got me confused.
regardless of what was after, we don't care. The reason why this becomes a V is because of the A before it. It has nothing to do with the alpha.
So with that, ده مش لكل الvowels, right?
No, those three, alpha and A.
Right?
Only two of the vowels. So we look at what's before it and that's how we figure it out. This would be Eva, like I said, which is Eve.
Wait, write another word.
I will. So now, next one is for OU. This is the word we learned it last time. So I'm going to write it, and then I'll see if you guys remember it. Obsh, correct.
Out here, what
Okay.
does obsh mean?
White.
White.
So now, we did not say ovopsh,
I am not
Right?
obsh. It's like obsh.
opsh, right? So because it becomes an OU sound.
What about the rule that
Opsh.
when you write like in one, there's a W?
Yes, we're gonna cover this next, okay? But for now, we're only don't worry about the what Miriam just said with the W. We're gonna cover that
So when
next
there's
one.
an omicron before the epsilon, it's
And so yeah,
It's a compound.
it's a combo. It's like one vowel sound. You just treat it as one vowel.
I forgot all the letters.
It's one vowel sound. Let's go. You're gonna remember them all as we go through this. Okay, so this becomes O-opsh. And it should be O-opsh. But why do we have that O-opsh, like that W sound? We'll know in a minute. So, last thing we said, if the epsilon doesn't have an alpha, an A, or an O before it, then it's always an I. And then we learned this word last time. Again, I'm gonna write it down first, and then you're gonna tell me what it is.
Lighthouse.
Lighthouse.
So, this letter is Kha in this case. And we're gonna learn when it has another pronunciation, but we're not gonna cover when it's
Because it's K, but
like
Yeah.
turn into kha, right?
Yeah, for this word, it's why we'll know later. I promise we're gonna cover that. But not yes.
Can you
Correct.
bring me a word and can I read it? Can I try to read it?
Well, I copied your bus.
Later after I finish what I need to
That's
cover.
why I like when they sing something Coptic because I try to read it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
do too.
So
When they go really fast.
so now I give you an example for each, right? So now you all remember the vowel rules for epsilon.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very straightforward, very easy. So last thing we covered on the previous section of this video, we covered the rule for epsilon, right? Now we're going to talk about something called repeating vowels. And some of you may ask, what are the vowels? So I put them up here for you again to remember them. So when we say repeating vowels, I mean any, this is epsilon, this is O and epsilon combo, which is a different vowel.
Oh, I thought there were two separate letters.
Those are together, okay? So, those are the vowels. And when I'm talking about repeating vowel, I'm talking about the same exact vowel showing up twice. For example, let's look at 2 alpha. And I'm going to give you an example of that. But this will be the case for any of the other vowels as well, okay? So this rule extends to all the vowels, not just 2 alphas in a row, okay? So I'm going to give you a word, and then I'm going to challenge you to try to read it.
Lib.
Yes, Elaine. I just fixed it.
Oh, that's no
Less.
I remember that was like a
Oh,
little.
I remember that from 2019, the lesson you gave us. It was in the slides.
Abraham.
Yes.
Abraham.
So, no, see, you said Ibrahim, right? But it will actually, like Ibra, whenever you have 2 vowels,
A period.
here is what you do. No, give me a second.
A dash in between.
So this will be an A, this will be this B, this is an R, an A. Look what I'm gonna do here. A dash,
A dash.
another A, and then M.
Coptic.
So Ibra,
Abraham.
Ibra,
Ibrahim.
not Ibra. In Coptic,
It's like a little Abraham.
So those because this is because of the repeating vowel rule.
Abraham, like
And
this
this
is
is for all
vowels.
vowels. It cuts in between the...
Yes, you cut between the 2 vowels. You make like a stop, a small stop. Yes. Okay. Yes. Go with your
And
question.
this rule is the dash rule, like the little pause in between is for all vowels?
Yes.
Repeating vowels.
All repeating vowels, but this is not repeating vowels. Those are different vowels.
What if it,
Yeah. So it has to be the same vowel.
what if there's two of the same letters but they're not vowels? What would happen?
Then that's a different thing we can cover
that's
later.
actually-
But you're actually gonna pronounce it like English when you have like 2 letters next to each other. Same idea.
Badi?
Yeah. The others, by the way, this is not related, but remember last time when I told you like for the O and epsilon, like last time, and then I gave you an example word, the soup,
No, you didn't.
okay?
Yeah.
Someone actually put on the worksheet this as an example.
Loud.
Why would this not work?
Because it's a canal.
Because it will be loud. If you want to pronounce in Coptic, it will be lewd.
Yeah.
So this doesn't work as an example for pronunciation.
Okay, so you picked soup. How would you know, like, it's the
As
correct...
open O. As open O.
It's not, it's the correct sound because this is how Coptic work.
Close though.
English, so there is OU, but like in English, that's why English is very confusing, by the way. Like, why is this soup and this is loud? Why couldn't this be lewd or this is soup?
Or like crowd.
Like,
Crowd.
sound and loud. Like, just, would you please just stay consistent in English? Yeah. So, this is why you have to be careful with what word you make in English, otherwise you'll get the wrong pronunciation. And that will defeat the point. Okay, so let me keep going. Okay? So this is what we call the repeating vowels rule. So now in the last part of the video, we covered the repeating vowel rules. So now we're going to learn another Coptic rule. This specifically concerns another vowel combination. And those are the omega and then the iota. The confusing part about this,
Omega and iota?
omega and iota next to each other, is that I'm going to write 2 words and then, so those are both vowels, right? Again, it's another vowel rule. They're not a combo, no, they're separate. But when they're next to each other, something crazy happens. So I'm going to give you 2 examples. First, I'm going to put this word, and then I'm going to put this other word. This is not an S, this is a iota. Okay? Notice, wait a second. Let's try to decipher those together, okay? First, iota has a vowel after it. Remember what happens to iota if it has a vowel before it or after? It becomes a Y. Good. Now, what's omega?
O-U. A-U.
AU, correct. And then this one has a vowel before it?
Y.
So another Y.
Yeah.
Yoy. Remember this is oi? Yes, os. So yoy. Okay?
I need to get AU.
What does your...
That's how it is. That's the pronunciation sound. I'm sorry. This is how Coptic works.
Does it matter which one comes first? What do you mean?
No. So this, So iota, yeah, Corollas, that's a very good question.
You mean-
So iota, if it has a vowel before it or after it, it becomes a Y. It doesn't matter, before or after.
Unlike epsilon.
Yeah. So now let's do something wrong. Very good question, though. Now let's do something wrong. Now if I apply the same rule here, this should be AU,
Y.
then this would be a Y or an I?
Y.
Y?
Okay.
Oik. Oik. Be oik.
See?
Ayuk.
See?
Ayuk.
Oik. Oyak. Oyak. تقريبا هتبقى كده.
Oh yeah.
Because the Y and then the K, right? So that's actually not what happens.
Australian.
You guys are right. The pronunciation for it is oik.
Oik. You see?
So it becomes
That's not
actually an OI. Okay. So notice what happened here. When you have the omega and iota next to each other, and then you get a consonant sound letter after it, then it becomes an OI instead of the YAU.
Actually?
Yes.
No, any consonant.
No, any consonant. So
But as
just
long as it's the W, it's the omega before the iota.
Wait, what's?
omega and then iota in that
What
order.
did he say about the?
A consonant is anything that's not a vowel, the rest of the alphabet.
Right. So it could be
B, C, D,
Yes.
F, G, H,
A, B,
So
C,
if it has any, so it's basically an OI the whole time.
So,
combination
yes.
makes an OI.
So, for example, let's use another word, okay? Let's give you another word, okay? Yeah, this one is a good one. Okay, let's try this word.
Omega and
Wait, so
iota,
it's
blah, blah, blah.
basically an OI.
So, let's try this one together, okay? And then you'll understand. So, this is the root, which will be an R.
Rolls Royce.
Again, here is the omega and iota. Then you have another consonant,
Roos.
right? So, it will be Royce.
Royce, I got it right.
Rose?
Royce. Royce.
It's usually an OI unless
It's an OI only if there is a consonant after. So, let's try a different word.
That looks like a Chinese word.
So, let's try this one. So, this would be E, this would be this B, right?
Ipshoy.
This is SH.
Ipshoy. Ipshoy?
Oh yeah, oh Just
Pshoy.
a consonant.
Wait,
and the bad
what? You
line.
said
No, after iota there is nothing.
There's no consonant.
Yeah, no, but it's
So it's still
consonant,
Ipshoy, but it's still.
Yes, only if there is a consonant
No,
after,
there's no
literally.
consonant.
It still makes it sound Ipshoy.
Ipshoy.
Yeah, it makes it OI.
Ipshoy.
Wait, remind me again, what is it? An I.
It makes
Yeah,
OI,
didn't I
but
say
Ipshoy.
I said at the beginning before you
Ipshoy.
wrote it out? Yeah.
When is iota a Y again? When there's
Eh?
no vowel before
If we made this, guys, if we made this an OI,
It's a Y. when
It would be
there's a vowel
Ipshoy.
before or after.
No, I have I.
it would be
Okay,
Ipshoy.
okay.
It's not Ipshoy, it's Ipshoy, not
You have
Ipshoy.
Y or Y?
how do you get a Y?
When there's a vowel
Because
before
there is
or
a
after.
vowel before it, or after it, it's a Y.
Then, but you already combined.
No, this is, I'm saying, you only combine them if there is
No,
a,
no, no.
When
When
there's
a consonant
consonant
after.
Can I talk?
yeah,
Oh, I get it now.
yeah. This one, there is no, there is a consonant after it?
No, I'm
No. So you go with what you know.
Yeah.
Okay? Now I'm gonna write a different word and see if you actually can pronounce it, okay?
Okay.
So let me write it out first and then let's see.
Give me a chance. Give me a chance.
Okay, so let me just write it out first.
Nick Moy.
Yes, good. So N, E, K, right? M, and then
Oh, yeah, it's one of the girls now.
what happens here?
Oi.
O-I.
O-I.
That's really nice handwriting. In fact, I have no idea what.
Okay?
Okay, I have a question.
So it's Nick Moit, not Nick Moit, right?
Oh, that's okay.
Nick
So
Moit.
if it was an AU, it would be O-I.
Nick Moit.
That's how it would be.
Nick Moit, yeah. Moit. It's an open long O. So omega, like this AU is an open long O.
Y.
So this is what we call, guys, the omega, the OU sound is like an open long O.
Oh.
Oh. So. Okay.
Spaghetti sauce.
So, you guys got the idea behind this one, okay? So now we got the oik part. Okay. So now we're gonna talk about something you talked about earlier in the first part of the video. This is the omicron and epsilon combo, and then a vowel. The reason I put it in parentheses, let's remind ourselves all the vowel again.
Why don't
Why
you
do you
write them
raise
out
it-
in their group?
why do you raise
Then I
it
have to
in the
spell them in
first
their group.
Because let's actually write them في الأوردر اللي احنا حفظناه بالمnemonics, okay? So,
5.
And then whoa.
Oh, those are the vowels?
if you just learn the hive, wo, then you can write all of them quickly, right?
I didn't know
Oh.
that.
No.
Yes,
That makes
right.
life so much easier.
I know, this is why it's a trick. So, again, we have an omicron and epsilon.
Examples are what's going to help us.
Yes, and then you have a vowel. Any of those vowels. What happens?
You write a word, can you actually
Yeah, so yeah, I will. So this omicron epsilon makes an OU, you add a W's in whatever the vowel rule is.
Wait, does it work with
So-
any other vowels?
Yes, all the vowels. Those are all the vowels. So let's start with this word.
OS.
So this is OU, right?
Just okay.
This is an A,
Take a break, please.
right? Y. And now what do we do?
W.
Away, which is the number 1.
Oi.
Away.
Away.
When you say away, snuff, show.
So فبعد الأم
There is a vowel?
I know what.
Yes, تحط W in between.
Oh, that's why in the video you had a W for nose.
Yes, for that one word. So now, if you remember this word,
Just take a break. Take a chill pill.
You knew it before he even wrote it.
Slow down.
Why? She can predict the future. She knew
so
before he wrote
remember? No, this is the word we learned last time.
it. Yeah. Oh, Marley, I didn't remember.
And this is why I added the W, right? OOPS. Gonna do one more word so I can finish. And this is also, and this is one I also know its meaning in English.
A week.
Remember? OU. استنى يا جورج. This E has 2 E's. Okay?
Does that mean job? Joe?
Who wants to guess what OWEEB means?
Joe? A weed means a weed?
Habib.
OWEEB, no. No. Any guesses?
Give me a guess.
We say it in one of the hymns in the liturgy.
Okay,
That's good. It doesn't help.
doesn't help.
Methodology.
Okay, I'm just gonna give it to you. It's priest.
I knew that. I was just giving them
Oh, when is it priest?
I think you're missing a little something here. We said we could read it, not understand.
No, I don't expect you to know those stuff. It's here for your own thing, just to read. Okay? So this is all we got for you guys for this lecture. Thank you so much for attending.